Hey, oh, James and them aren't here today?
Nope.
Oh, because I was going to talk about the Carnosaur trilogy and how I want to remake it, and we could talk about the movies, but, do you want to talk about Carnosaur?
No, absolutely not, no.
Okay, I guess I'll just return it.
But first, a message from our sponsor.
You know, a lot of people take a look at me and think I don't spend too much time grooming. But that couldn't be further from the truth. I brush my hair and beard numerous times a day to keep it silky and shiny. Another thing people ask me all the time is, does the carpet match the drapes? And to that I say no, because there is no carpet. It's all hardwood floor down there, my friend. It's actually more like linoleum tile. I'm very pale. That's why I'm so excited to talk about Manscaped.com, the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. Their tools, such as the Lawnmower 2.0 and the Plow, are created by aerospace engineers to make manscaping easy, even if you let the garden get a little out of hand. With the Perfect Package 2.0, you get all you see here, including the Lawnmower 2.0 waterproof trimmer with a 6,000 RPM motor. And you can get 20% off your purchase plus free shipping if you use the code Cinemassacre over at Manscaped.com. All products are made in the USA and come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try Manscaped.com risk-free. So if you want to be a real smooth dude like your old buddy Kieran, head over to Manscaped.com and punch in that promo code. That's CINEMASSACRE for 20% off and free shipping.
All right, we saw Pokémon Detective Pikachu. It's pretty good. That's all I got. What do you guys got?
Well, I'm glad the last episode you were doing like Three Stooges in this film history museum that you have here. And you went all the way from the beginning of film with Three Stooges to the end of film with Detective Pikachu. Yeah. Congratulations, everybody.
There you go.
We are the alpha and omega of movies right now.
Yeah. I don't know a single thing about Pokemon other than Smash Brothers. That's the only thing I know. So I can identify a few of the characters, but you know a lot about them, right?
I think it's kind of an age thing, because when I was in 7th and 8th grade is when Blue came out, so I got into that. But I stopped playing, except for like Stadium or like Pokemon Snap or Pinball, the ones that everyone plays. And I actually didn't get back into it until I started doing YouTube stuff. Yeah. And then I started playing like Platinum, and I started playing like competitive Pokemon with like a mono ghost team, because I liked the level 100 like battle stuff. But, you know, aside from, like, the anime and all that, I wasn't super into, but I know about it. But I'm surprised you, like, don't really know much or care about Pokemon. But I
mean, I care, but I just never had time. I never got around to it.
Yeah. I was into it 6th grade and 7th grade, but 7th grade was when you weren't, you got made fun of for it and stuff. So, and then when I was in high school, I had a Game Boy Advance, so I picked up Pokemon Gold, which was like a couple years old already at that time, but that was the last one that I played all the way through, and I loved it, and I actually collected every Pokemon in it because I played it for like a few years, and when it became Ruby and Sapphire, I dropped off and I never really played it. I tried to pick it up again when they did Diamond and Pearl and X and Y, and I just never really got into them again.
You know, I think it was, you remind me of something, like I think there was like a period where I didn't realize how popular it was for a while, and by the time I realized that this is like a really big thing and it's worth looking into, by that point I was too busy to, you know, devote to it.
Yeah.
Well, Pokemon's smart. It's because every generation, being, you know, Kieran, who's like a little bit before me, and people, you know, and then the generation after you, there's new games that reintroduce you to the whole system. So Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and a lot of people love Gen 1 the most. But now you're about to get to Gen 8 with Sword and Shield, which is going to like be like England and have all these like, you know, night-type Pokemon and stuff. You know, they just keep doing it because they can just keep getting more of an audience in it. And then the people they already have get their, you know, now like people's kids who like are getting into it and stuff. So it's just this huge thing.
Gen 2 was definitely my favorite because it had the first gen, and then it had some new ones that I liked. But once they started getting to the point, like, how many Pokemon are there? Like, there's got to be like over 1,000 now.
Now it's like 783.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, because like I know the first, I can name every single 151 of the first one, and I can name most of the Generation 2. I don't know really anything after that. I know like a couple of them here and there. Greninja I knew, who's in the movie because that was like, you know, in Smash Bros also. But
yeah, the movie definitely picked the ones that everyone likes.
Yeah,
especially Gengar.
Well, and my favorite is actually Pikachu, and Mewtwo is my second favorite Pokemon. So I know like everybody likes Pikachu, but I mean, come on.
Have you seen? Like, I guess you said you saw the first movie.
I other than that one clip I took out of the movie to put it. No. Mike and I used to watch it. So like Mike showed me it and was like, "Oh, look at how crazy this movie is." And I just kind of like looked down and was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
I could never process it, so I never actually really sat down and watched the whole thing in a row. It was more like seeing it in pieces, you know?
Yeah. I guess it is weird to see like the movie or even Detective Pikachu if you're a parent and not be introduced to all of them because you just see so many different characters. You're just like, okay, like I can understand.
Yeah, I think that might have just like intimidated me. But now that I've seen the first live action movie, do you feel like I am now introduced to Pokemon, or is this not the proper introduction?
Well, Pokemon it's a three-prong attack. From a marketing standpoint, they had the games, they had the card games, trading card, and they had the anime. The anime was connected to 22 or 23 different movies, and now you're getting the first big blockbuster live action one. So I guess it could be an introduction because you're getting the Mewtwo style origin story with the Pikachu thing, with a kid like a fish out of water character, kind of seeing it all for the first time.
I think if you're new to Pokemon, you can see this and it'd be fine. It could be a fine introduction.
The first thing I ever heard of Pokemon was there was like a news article about like kids who had seizures, and this was in the late 90s. And I think they were calling it pocket monsters at that time.
Yeah, because it was from Japan. It happened in Japan when it did.
So I guess that was with a translation.
Actually, they made the Guinness book that year because of that. Because it was a cartoon that caused the most medical problems.
And then after that, I was like, oh, wow, that caused all these seizures. They're probably not going to make any more of those. That's not going to become a big franchise or anything like that.
So to get into the movie,
sorry.
I think I love Pikachu. Detective Pikachu in this movie is effing adorable. I don't want to it's like I don't want to say the F word in this.
I want to talk about that. How Pikachu is very cute in the movie. He's very adorable, but it seemed like the rest of the movie didn't really fit that character. Like for me, just looking at it, not knowing a damn thing about Pokemon. And I'm not saying this was like necessarily a bad thing, but it felt kind of like the character was out of place with what type of movie it was. So this movie seems like a combination of different genres. Like on one hand, it's sort of like a colorful action movie, geared for kids. On the other hand, it's this dark detective plot because there's like the story involves a car accident. There's a missing father who's thought to be dead, and there's a kid looking for his father. So it's like a little bit on the serious side, and but then you have this cute, lovable Pikachu character in the center of all of it. So it was a little bit I don't want to say jarring, but it felt like I'm trying to make sense of it all as somebody who's not familiar with the franchise. I don't really know what to make of this. I'm still processing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a young adult novel that's like kind of gritty, and then they just kind of slammed in the Pokemon element to it. So it kind of does feel like two different things. Because mind you, it doesn't feel like the Pokemon games. Because in this Rhyme City, I mean, I don't remember the 3DS one that well. I didn't play it. You never see Pokemon and like regular people just living together. They're always like being trained, and there's wild ones and stuff.
Well, this doesn't feel so much to me like the universe that they created with the cartoons and everything and the games. It feels more like it's like, what if Pokemon were in our world? Like this, it's almost like, I guess you could say like there's the Pokemon cinematic universe now. Like this is the...
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, so is this the Pokemon movie that you always imagined, or is this just something entirely different?
It's tough because the first Pokemon movie is, a good point, like if you're watching the anime to go over to see it like all on the big screen, but to be like fish out of water and not knowing what Pokemon is, or something that I would want as the ultimate Pokemon movie, no, but it was decent enough. Like it's a very serviceable movie. And as a Pokemon fan and as someone that like knows it all, I'm like, yeah, that was fine. it's a good 7 out of 10 film. So,
Yeah.
it's all right. Yeah,
It was entertaining. The Pokemon, I think, looked great. Pikachu's, really, really cute. Yeah.
I gotta mention, yeah, he was cool. I gotta mention the neon. Lots of neon in this movie, which I dig. Kind of an easy way to go, but it has sort of, because it is a detective plot, so they went with a film noir kind of look, but not a classic noir, more like a modern Blade Runner type thing. So lots of neon.
It had very like a drab palette. Like even the Pokemon themselves, they weren't bright. Like Charmander's in it, but he's not like bright orange. Pikachu's not this bright yellow. Like he looks like fur, like a color that would exist in nature.
There was a YouTube video like 8 years ago called Pokemon Apocalypse that Mega Steakman did, I believe. My one friend Kyle, and they made all the Pokemon look like horrifying, and it looks like it's just one step ahead of that.
Okay,
and that you should sue, by the way, but one step ahead of that, where it should have been further to look more cute. Because then they have like the blow up ones that look perfect.
Yeah,
or they have like Snorlax and like Machamp look okay, but then like Psyduck and Charizard look terrible, and Gengar looks terrible.
I thought Psyduck looked pretty good. I think it's because Psyduck is a weird looking Pokemon anyway.
Yeah,
like he has really beady eyes. Though actually, one thing I'll say is
a spoiler alert.
Yeah, a little spoiler. So give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a Ditto character.
Yeah.
And it's a Ditto that can turn into people. And the people that the Ditto turns into are the most horrifying things I've ever seen in my life. When you see a person with the beady looking like Ditto eyes, I was like, this is, what it reminded me of was Judge Doom. In Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when he pulled his when the eyes came out and he was like really creepy looking.
There's a scene where they walk into the office and it's playing the Angels of Filthy Souls video from Home Alone.
It was a Home Alone reference that came out of nowhere, and before anyone says, I understand that they have a film noir thing going on, but they could have taken a film noir clip from almost anything.
Why take it from Home Alone?
That's why I was
DOA is public domain, but they don't even need public domain with this budget. They could have got Maltese Falcon or Double Indemnity,
Or they could have shot something that's imagine that scene, but it's like a Pokemon film
it didn't have to be a real movie, but if you're going to take a fake movie, why a fake movie from a
What would kind of be funny is the character is Snakes. If it was Ekans.
Oh,
what are you doing here, Ekans?
Snake?
Yeah, if it's the same scene, but it's all done with Pokemon, that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it was weird that it was there. I don't know if someone who worked on Home Alone helped with this movie or worked on it, and it's and it's like something like that. But it was weird that was just in there, because that movie was made for Home Alone, wasn't it?
Yeah. They shot it. I kind of like. Yeah, I believe you, but my water gun doesn't. It's like Squirtle or something.
There's some really funny scenes and lines that Pikachu says, and it had heartwarming moments, but it felt like everything was just so. There's no the main villains. There's no development of those characters. You barely see them, and you kind of already go, I'm pretty sure those are the villains of the movie.
Yeah, and when I saw the Type R, like the poison that's making everyone go crazy or whatever the hell, because they explain it away very quickly. I thought there was going to be like Team Rocket, and this takes place in that universe. They say that it's 20 years after Mewtwo escaped, so it connects to the first movie and all that kind of stuff. So it's so weird how it ties and doesn't, and then other movies are slammed into it. It's weird, but it feels fine. It's fine. It's fine.
If you just want to go see it, you're going to be entertained. It's going to be a fun time. You're going to like it. But if you're looking for something like really this, you're not going to get anything deeper than
it's called Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. You have any more Pokemon questions? Oh,
I guess one more. Yeah,
go. You have one more, then I'll bring up one last thing.
Okay, this can be confusing, but maybe that's the point. So, was the anime or the video games first?
They all almost the video game came out first, I believe, because it came out in Japan first. But the marketing campaign was an attack on 3 fronts. And it's so it was very close together.
It's pretty much, to be honest, like how G.I. Joe was. They came out with the action figures in the comic book. And they attacked you with these different.
Yeah, I mean G.I. Joe's in the 60s. But
Well, no, I'm talking the 80s.
The awesome G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, how does this rank for you guys as far as video game movies go? But then I wanted to stop myself and ask, is this technically a game? Is this technically a movie based on a game based on an anime, or is this a movie based on an anime that also had a video game based on the anime?
It's technically, well, I think I said it before once, it's based on a game for the 3DS called Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
It's like straight up a game. There's a Detective Pikachu video game.
Yeah.
So it's technically based on that completely.
On a game that has an anime.
So it is a movie based on a specific game
Yes.
that was based on an
universe.
anime that also was a video game. I think that's interesting that it was like this simultaneous attack, because I'm used to things where it's more cut and dry. There's the video game, and then then it spawned the series, then it spawned the comic books, and so on. But this is sort of like this simultaneous thing, which just adds to my confusion about Pokemon.
I think the way it came out was they were going to make a game. The guy the people who made it were game developers. So then they were like, hey, we have this idea. Nintendo saw it and went, not only are we going to do a game of this, we're going to do this, and we're going to make it cartoon, and we're going to.
It was
like they saw that this is something that they could launch like that.
Simultaneous attack.
But it's primarily, I would say, a video game.
Yeah.
The Pokemon is at its heart, it's a video game. The rest of the stuff is based on a game.
Yeah. And I do appreciate, like, Kieran, you've been holding the whole time the cards.
Oh,
yeah. They give you some of the Detective Pikachu
yeah, we got
cards.
And actually, I got a really good. You get
they
two
give
cards.
You the cards for what?
Yeah. This is the card game, but you know they're like
you just happen to have it in your hands.
Oh no, these are the ones that like we got at the theater.
And and the first movie I think came out with Ancient Mew the card, which is awesome.
I remember that. It was actually pretty cool. Like it was all holofoil and it had like ancient writing on it.
You put Ancient Mew in this, I swear to God, Tony.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll never catch up on the whole thing.
And I guess the last thing, because it was like a online whatever thing, is they wanted Danny DeVito to voice Detective Pikachu, and they said they did tests of it, like not with him, but like putting him in and stuff, and they're like, nah, so they got Ryan Reynolds, which I think it would have been a great decision, and I guess we're already in spoilers because of the ending, but the ending would have been amazing.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not going to say anything, but the ending would have been amazing if Danny DeVito was in this film, and that's why they did it.
I will say,
but that's another.
I think Ryan Reynolds was awesome in this. I think his voice work as Pikachu, he was great. It really worked. Like Pikachu was very believable and lovable, and I really liked Pikachu.
The next one will be easier for me because later this month, Godzilla.
And I guess since we didn't bring it up, I'll leave you with clips of Pokemon videos we shot over the years, like us guys. That might be funny, because I know Tony, show your video. Here you go.
And also my my sitcom starring Mewtwo.
We didn't sleep together. You didn't? Nope. As a matter of fact, I was up all night.
All right, you want to see this? Get ready for this. Look at this. Look at this. This is in an adult's office. This belongs to an adult. Like, look what he's got here. Look, he's got cards on stands. Pokemon waffles, those can't be good anymore. They're from like 1990 something. He's got this friggin' thing that's not even the right color. It looks like it's made out of that stuff you use to clean like pipes, like little tubes and stuff. What is this? Pokemon Spooky Party? I don't even know what that is. Oh my god, he's got a Gengar hat on top of a Gengar thing, a Christmas ornament. What's it? I don't even know what this thing is. Is this even Gengar? Doesn't even look like Gengar. Look at this. He's got a stupid painting. And what is this? Again, this belongs to an adult. Other adults come in here and talk about adult business. This is not how man is supposed to live. And don't get me started on that.
Head over to manscaped.com and punch in that promo code.